IATEFL 2022.
We're looking forward to all the sessions.
We're really excited about being here. It's my first time, and I'm really looking forward to watching everything I can.
Welcome to IATEFL 2022. My name is Isora from Havana, Cuba. I'm very glad to be here in Belfast. I'm back to IATEFL face-to-face.
Hi everyone! You start.
Yeah, if you're here, fantastic. If you're not here, we're missing you. I'm Uma from Emden in Germany.
I was going to say, weren't you going to start with that? Okay, hi, I'm Goethe from Germany as well, but very far away from where she is. It's brilliant, and it's actually not raining, even though the forecast said 5 days of rain. It's so brilliant.
What?
Hello, I'm Pete Murray. I'm from the Netherlands. This is, I think, my 5th or 6th time at IATEFL, and I'm really looking forward to it, especially after those years in which we had COVID and were not able to come together.
Hi, welcome to IATEFL. I'm Miriam from Warwick University.
Hi, welcome to IATEFL. This is William from Warwick University.
Welcome to IATEFL 2022. I'm Luis from Brazil.
Eloisa from Brazil. Priscilla from Brazil.
And we all look forward to seeing you.
See you around.
Hello, my name is Christiane Doms and I'm from Germany. I'm a teacher trainer and I'm very much looking forward to this conference.
Hello and welcome to IATEFL 2022 from beautiful city of Belfast.
And hello and welcome to IATEFL from the broadcast studio, I think we'll call it, the boardroom in Belfast, where we are based with our live stream studio. I'm Sean, and for the next few days, we'll be broadcasting live at this time and hopefully bringing you a taste of IATEFL. With me, we've got, well, actually nobody, because everybody's left the studio just before I started, but somewhere around the venue, I've got Georgia, who will be joining us shortly, and we've got Nikki. And between us, what we want to do in these live streams is bring you a taste of the conference, what's happening here, what's going on. During the show, we'll give you highlights of what's happened on the day before. So yesterday was Associates Day and the PCE Day. So we will give you a little bit of videos about that. We'll do some live interviews, and coming up in this show, we're going to meet the Sarah Ward, one of the conference organizers. We've got Harry Kuchah, the vice president, for about a day now until he leaves the post. We will also talk to Jean, the associate rep, and we'll talk to Vicky Samuel, who is not only a speaker, but also the coordinator of the Learning Technology Special Interest Group. We have got lots of little videos, lots of interactive things that we want to bring you. So hopefully you'll be joining us every day, as I say, live from Belfast, so we can see you and join in with us. If you've got a question or a comment or anything that you want to do, then there is the box. Do drop them in. We'll be asking you some questions throughout the show, so be ready to answer. I can say hi to Mangi from India, who is the first person to tell me who they are. Mel, hi there in Cuba. This is Belfast. I'm smiling because I can see Georgia moving. Georgia's on a little roving cam going around the conference. I tell you what, I'll bring Georgia in so you can see her. So you can see her here. She's walking around the conference. Hi, Georgia.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to IATEFL. We are here in beautiful, beautiful Belfast. Look at that view. The conference this year is amazing. We're so excited. We are back face to face. First time in Belfast, first time face to face. I have got some people with me that I want you to introduce you to. So
okay, do that. Let's find out who they are.
Yeah. So hello.
Hi, Catherine. How you doing?
Maria Diavati.
Lovely. And where do you come from?
I come from Greece, all the way over
here.
here.
Oh, all right. High five. I'm also from Greece.
Really?
Lovely. And so, is this your first time in IATEFL?
Yes, the first. I'm very happy about that.
Excellent. How's the experience been so far?
Great.
Oh, fantastic.
It's the first time I was a presenter as well, and it's like too many new things happening at the same time.
Oh, excellent. So good luck with your presentation.
Thank you.
We are looking forward to speaking to you more.
Thank you.
Lovely. And we have got some more people. Come with me. And hello.
How you doing?
What is your name?
I'm Emily Bryson.
Lovely. And where do you come from?
I am based in Glasgow.
Oh, fantastic. And this is your first time in IATEFL?
Georgia.
Many times, countless times.
Ask Emily about her bike ride.
So how's your bike ride been?
Oh yeah, my bike ride has been great. Yes, I cycled here from Glasgow
which was so about 100 miles on Saturday, and then 40 miles yesterday in the pouring rain. So Saturday was lovely. Saturday was nice and sunny, which is great. But yeah, I'm raising money for Amala, which is a refugee education program who deliver education for refugees in camps in Jordan and Greece and Kenya.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I managed to raise about £2,000, which is absolutely amazing.
Oh, that's great!
Yeah,
oh, fantastic. And you're also
absolutely blown away. Sorry,
you're also presenting at the conference.
Yes, I'm presenting about graphic facilitation for English language teachers. So it's about using very simple drawings in the classroom to create visual templates.
Lovely.
It's not art; it's communication. So yeah, it's about feeling the fear and drawing it anyway. But yeah, that's tomorrow at 17:25.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Thank you very
great.
much.
Thank you.
And so yeah, this is one of the quiet zones here because people are getting ready to go into sessions. So back to you, Sean.
Thank you. It's great to see that. And you already get the idea for people that aren't at a conference. The Belfast Conference Centre is circular and it is really confusing. You're basically just going around in a circle. And I think you can see from behind Georgia, she's on the green floor. And we're currently on the red floor, so she's got to find her way back to us. And I don't know if you saw the lifts there, even the lifts, the elevator, what they call escalators. You think I'd get that right. Got a nice IATEFL brand to them as we go down there. So this is, I'm going to take Georgia out the feed so you don't see her walking down the escalator. We'll check in with her later to see where she is later on. We'll go over to an interview in the studio in a moment, so be ready, Nikki. The studio for interviewing is right in front of us, which is a little bit weird. So excuse us as we transition between different things. But before we do that, so last week I was talking to Fiona McCaughlin, who is from TD, Teacher Development C, and she was asking on Twitter about phrases that we might hear at a conference. So everybody's back together. What kind of phrases might we hear at the IATEFL conference? And from that was born an idea. So we've put together IATEFL Bingo. But rather than me talk about it, let's introduce Fiona to.
Hi, I'm Fiona, and I'd like to introduce you to the IATEFL Belfast Brilliant Bingo Board, the Iron 4Bs. It's been crowdsourced for you, and as you can see, it contains lots of words and phrases you might hear while you're at the conference in session or while you're watching online. You might like to use it whole, or divide it into sections. You could divide it into a section for each day that you're at or following the conference. And then as you hear the words in the section or on the whole board, you cross them off. You could also, before you start using it, circle all the words you think are most likely to hear with one colour for 1 point, and all the words that are less likely with another colour for 2 points. And then at the end of the conference, add up your points. And you can let me know on Friday on Facebook Live. You may also like to do something corresponding to your points. For example, eat a biscuit for each point you get, or do a press up for each point, or donate £1 to charity for each point. Me, I'm going to walk a mile for charity for each point that I get with my board. I might pop up and catch up with you on Wednesday on the Facebook Live sessions. I will be there on Friday, as I said, so I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And of course, if you see me around the conference, let me know as well.
So whether you're at conference or if you are joining in the plenaries live, download one of the bingo cards and let's see how many words you hear both in the plenary sessions and from some of our interviews. And speaking of interviews, let's get on with the first interview of the show. Someone who is probably feeling a little bit tired, maybe less stressed. I'm looking over there. Maybe slightly less stressed that the conference has begun. But somebody who's been working incredibly hard with the head office team for quite a while, but certainly for the last 2 days, putting conference together. So let's go over to Nikki, who is talking to Sarah Ward. Nikki, over to you.
I am. Thank you very much, Sean. Good afternoon, everybody. Joining me for the live chat is the one person without whom this conference would not be working right now. This is Sarah Ward, and she is the conference program organizer. Sarah, how are you feeling?
Yeah, so tired. I am tired. We've had a really busy couple of days, but I think now I'm just feeling happy and relieved that it's happening. The delegates are here. Everyone seems to be having a really good time. The sessions are going, and yeah, it's just so good to be back face to face and seeing delegates, and yeah.
It's lovely. That's the main thing. You know, I'm running into people that I know, and everybody's saying they're just thrilled to be back together face to face and to see each other after the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Sarah, how on earth do you go about putting together a conference like this? How far in advance do you need to start planning this event?
So, I mean, in terms of my role, it's about a year, just under a year, when proposals will open. And then we go through the submission process, the choosing, and then the programming, and designing the physical program, as well as putting together a schedule of sessions until we're here. But I mean, it's not just me as well. There are other things going on even longer than that, choosing venues and things like that, sometimes years in advance. Yeah.
Gosh, there's so much involved in it. It's unbelievable. So you started planning a year ago. Where are you so far in terms of like the next conference? Because that must be at the back of your mind as well at the moment.
Yeah, it's kind of, as soon as one conference finishes, we get back. We have about a week or two of kind of processing what's just happened, and then it's straight on to the next one. So
it's never ending.
Yeah, exactly. So next year, next April, we're going to be in Harrogate, which we were hoping to be in 2021, and obviously we had to do the virtual conference instead. So we're going back to Harrogate for 2023, and really looking forward to it already.
Oh, Harrogate's lovely because it was 2010, 2017 or 16 maybe. It was
yes.
before in Harrogate. Yeah,
it's been in Harrogate before. Yeah, so we know it's a really popular venue, both the centre itself, but also Harrogate as a town and the area around it is really popular. So we're excited to go back.
Absolutely. And Sarah, what kind of scale are we talking about? How many people attend an event like this one? How many speakers and sessions? Are we talking hundreds?
Yeah, we're talking about somewhere about 500 to 600 sessions, speakers. Obviously, we have more speakers than sessions because we have joint speakers and we have forums and panels and things like that. Yeah, so it's about 500 people that I've been trying to coordinate this year.
Yeah, that's quite the task, getting all 500. But it looks like it's happening, and it feels absolutely fantastic. Is there anything you're looking forward to from the event itself? Anything that you've been organising and you're thinking, yeah, I can't wait for that?
It's just the fact that we have delegates in a building together. The sessions are happening, and people just seem really happy. People seem so positive to be back, and we are really happy to see everyone. And yeah, I'm happy it started.
Yeah, absolutely. So that I think that's the thing, isn't it? Once it starts, then you're okay. You've done the planning, and it's just going to, roll hopefully quite smoothly from now on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. But I do have a question. Friday at 3:15, when the conference finishes, is there anything that you're just really looking forward to doing?
Well, sitting down, other than now, which is really nice. Actually, this is a good opportunity just to have a sit down. Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to going home, seeing my toddler and my husband. But yeah, just having a rest.
Just be able to switch off for the
Yeah.
weekend at least.
Yeah, get
Oh.
on that plane, get my book out, and I'll be all right again.
Oh, well, Sarah, thank you so much. Absolutely fantastic conference. It's going so
Thank
well.
you.
And thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule
No
just to sit and
problem.
have a little chat about everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, yes, and thank you, Sarah, for all the hard work. So they work all day to try building stands, and then people arrive, and then off we go. It's such a feat of achievement, and I think a lot of people. Well, I know that I was one who was kind of remembering what we did at a conference, because it is the first time we have been face to face for a couple of years. So hello to those of you just joining us. This is IATEFL Live, and we're live in the conference. We're in what is called Ballroom 1, which is a currently kind of half a studio. If I change my camera, actually, you'll be able to see see if I can just flip my camera over, and you'll see that. Let's see, there you go. That's where Sarah was just speaking from. So we've all got the odd little views and little cameras around things. This camera here, so that's our corridor camera. So that's actually a corridor of the conference. Everybody's in session at the moment, so it is quite quiet around the venue because everybody's in and out. So every day we are going to bring you little bits from the conference and hopefully get you to join in. So those of you who are in the feed saying hello to us and that, now let's give you something to consider. Let's give you a question, a little bit of, let's go to Nikki. So Nikki, if you've seen Nikki doing the live stream interviews that we've been doing in preparation for the conference, at the end of every interview that she does, she asks somebody a rather whimsical question. So we're going to ask you some of those questions, and feel free to answer them in.
Hello, my name's Nikki, and I very often like to use open-ended, whimsical, obscure, bizarre questions in the classroom with my learners. I find that it really helps to promote fluency and allow for a lot of creativity in their responses. So over the next couple of days, I'm going to be asking you some of these questions to see just how creative you are. So if you're ready, here's the first one for you. What's the most useless talent that you have? Leave your answers in the comment section below.
So if you want to share one of your most useless talents is, do it, put it in that box there, and we'll bring Nikki in a couple of times throughout the broadcast in order to give us some more questions, etc. With her whimsiness, I was going to say. I'm not sure that's the word. She's looking at me quite odd. So yesterday was the pre-conference day. So the official day, the opening plenary was this morning. And yesterday was the pre-conference events day and the associates day for it. And then at the end of that day, the conference was opened, and there was the official opening ceremony. And we'll look at a little bit of that in a moment. But our patron is David Crystal, as many of you will know, and he couldn't come to Belfast this year because of ill health. So he recorded a welcome message that was played at the opening last night. Since it's recorded, it means I can share it with you. So this is what David had to say when he was part of the opening ceremony of IATEFL 2022 yesterday evening.
Well, once again, I'm delighted to have this opportunity to add my welcome to all of you attending the IATEFL annual event. Sorry that health issues have prevented my getting to Belfast, so it's a distant greeting this year, I'm afraid. Though, come to think of it, not so distant. I live across the water from you and down a bit in Holyhead in North Wales. And on a clear day, it's possible to see the mountains of Mourne to the south of where you are. So, if it's a clear day, today I'll send you all a wave. And if it's misty, I'll send you a wave anyway. I'll be waving at my hometown too, come to think of it, as I was brought up in Wales, but I was born in Lisburn, just a few miles to the south of the city. You might like to know, if you don't know already, that Belfast is an Irish name. The Bell part is from a Gaelic word meaning mouth, well, a river mouth in this particular case. And the fast part refers to the kind of sand deposit you see across a river mouth, though actually in Belfast 2 river mouths that flow into Belfast Loch. So you're now in the city at the sandbar mouth. Anyway, I hope you have a great time. I'm sure you will. The programme looks as varied, stimulating and, remembering the etymology, mouth-watering as ever. My congratulations, of course, to John and the IATEFL team for bringing it all together in what's been a super difficult year. And congratulations to all of you too for coping with the travel challenges that I'm sure some of you will have experienced. So anyway, all being well, I hope to see you at Harrogate next year.
So welcome back to the broadcast for Belfast. Hi, my name's Sean. I'm trying to work out, while that advert was playing, I was trying to work out where Georgia is. I can't quite tell where she is. I don't know if she's listening to me. I think she might be in the exhibition. I'm going to add her so she can talk to me. Georgia, where are you?
Well, you found it, Sean. Well done. I am in the exhibition. Now that everyone's in session, I tried to sneak in and just walk around the exhibition. And let me just show you. There are so many interactive tasks you can do. Like, for example, give us a piece of advice or your favorite teaching tip. I like the fact that everyone agrees on one thing. Be kind, be passionate, show your human side. So many things to do around at the conference. We have got our careers here, so many exhibitors, and it is great. Look at that beauty. And this is our IATEFL stand. There we go. Don't forget we have got pop-up presentations as well. It is beautiful. Come and say hello, and we are looking forward to having you. Oh, Oh, there we go. Two ladies that I've met this morning. Hello.
There we are again.
How's the day been so far?
Excellent. So really, really interesting sessions, and we are enjoying ourselves. And we have to go to another session now.
Oh, all right. Run. Thank you very much.
They say they have to go to a session, but it's like, take the video camera out my face. That's what that really means.
I think they're avoiding me because I kept chasing them this morning. So, as far as, look at that. I mean, it's not very tall, but look.
I know. What always amazes me is the difference between when sessions are on and not on. Because I went in at the coffee break, I think, and of course it's absolutely heaving because that's where everybody is. And now the sessions are on. You can take a much more leisurely stroll around it.
Oh,
where are you?
You're
going to get coffee?
Well, yeah, I was going to have a look at the view, but coffee sounds nice. Yeah.
Hi, Donatella. Nice to see you in the feed. Eleni, I think dancing is your useless talent. Congratulations. It's quite a good talent. I think we'd all be happy to be able to dance. But thank you for sharing that with us. Hello, Edstein. Hello, Vanessa. So there you are. Is it raining? I haven't actually been outside since this morning.
It is raining, Sean. It is raining, but who cares? We are in IATEFL. It is wonderful. We're so excited. So regardless of the weather, we are here, we are live, and we are looking forward to meeting everyone.
Brilliant. The problem with having a studio and the stream in the same place is that when somebody walks into the studio, they start to talk. So if you just suddenly go, shush, that wasn't to Georgia, that was to the person who is about to be interviewed. But luckily, I only have to work with him for another day, and then he's gone. So Harry has just arrived for his interview. That's what happened. Georgia, are you in? Sorry to do the housekeeping on the live stream. Are you coming back to interview Harry?
I am, even though I need to stay here. I am coming back, so I'll see you at the studio. Ooh,
all right, let's see how long it takes. Let's see how long it takes Georgia to get back from the exhibition. So the exhibition is in Hall 1, which is the blue floor. So she's gone. She's only one floor away, but there's a lot to go. Let's leave her in peace and take her out the stream while she's running up the escalators to do that. Namaste to India. Hello. The view is amazing. When it's not raining, the view is amazing, Donatella. You kind of can sit and look out, and obviously Belfast is one of the things Belfast is famous for is the Titanic. So you can see the Harland and Wolff shipyard just out the window. I'll try and get Georgia to take a picture of it or get up there when she's gone back. But she wanted to interview Harry, so she's racing back to interview him, and he'll be coming up in very, very shortly. While Georgia is running back, let's play one of her pieces of trivia. So let's see if you can answer this question.
Hi, this is Georgia with a bit of IATEFL conference trivia. IATEFL is one of the largest professional associations of English language teachers in the world, with members from more than 120 countries. Since 1967, the association's core activity has been the IATEFL conference, a celebration of ELT professionals and innovations in our field. But did you know that this is the first time the IATEFL conference is held in Belfast? Also, it's the first face-to-face conference since 2019. Do you remember where the 2019 IATEFL conference was held? Drum rolls for the answer. The answer is Liverpool.
And that was one of our easier questions. So do be prepared. Read your IATEFL history in advance of harder questions coming up as we go through the as we go through the week ahead. I'm just looking to see Georgia made it back. I don't know if she's got her breath back yet.
Now I can speak the G finally.
Okay, so let's go to another interview then. So over to Georgia, who is with Harry.
Well, thank you very much, Sean, and thank you everyone for waiting for me to come upstairs to our studio room. I'm really excited because I have got with us Mr. Harry Kuchah, who is the outgoing vice president.
Yeah.
For how long will you be vice president at IATEFL for?
Oh, this is my last day.
Oh no!
And as you can imagine, I can't wait for tomorrow after the AGM when I hand over to the new vice president and become officially IATEFL past president and enjoy my freedom again. It's been 4 years of my life dedicated to IATEFL, working with a wonderful team of colleagues in the board of trustees. And it's been for me a mixture of a lot of things to learn, personal development as well, but also very difficult decisions to take, particularly because of the pandemic that struck just when I was 1 year into my presidency. But I think we've come out stronger as an association now and more prepared for the future. So I'm really glad to have had the opportunity to serve IATEFL for 4 years and to grow grey in the process. And I'm happy to be handing over tomorrow.
Oh, this is excellent. Yeah. So what was the most memorable moment for you as vice president?
Well, I think COVID, unfortunately. What's more memorable is in my presidency and now vice presidency was the pandemic, because it did strike everyone. It's been very tough, but look, there have been opportunities from there. I think when I joined the board of trustees 4 years back, we were fine as a team and we shared a lot of ideas, but I think the pandemic actually bonded us more. We became like a family struggling through very difficult times. Of course, there were moments where we disagreed and disagreed very passionately, but that's because we are passionate about the association itself, and we come with different perspectives and with different experiences, and we want to see the association grow. And so, yeah, that was the memorable period. But also, I still look back at IATEFL in Liverpool, which was the only face-to-face conference that was held during my presidency. And there were wonderful moments in IATEFL, meeting these fantastic people, some of whom I've met again. And one more is the cook along last year. I've had so many people coming to me to say, "Are you the one? We saw you doing a cook along last year." And I said, "Oh yeah, but I don't know if that's the reputation I want to carry on to be the cooking IATEFL president." But I think it was also memorable for me to do something outside the usual ELT stuff that we do.
And what does the future hold then for IATEFL in your opinion?
IATEFL has come a very long way. When you look at the history of IATEFL, a lot has evolved. And I really do genuinely think that a lot more has happened over the last 3-4 years, partly because of the pandemic and we'll be exploring new ideas. But the more we're getting outsider voices from the usual Eurocentric voices, the better for our association. So the future for me is an IATEFL that continues to strive, not just in rhetoric and in the photographs we have in voices, but actually in the actions that we take towards being a much more broadly inclusive organization. I'm happy that one of our strategic development plans now is equality, diversity, and inclusion. And I'm hoping that that would actually be translated into real action so that we continue to hear new voices, to encourage new voices, to encourage distant voices, to bring what has been traditionally referred to as the periphery into the center. Because the truth is there is very little we, and I say we because I work for a UK university, can produce now that's not been produced before. What we can benefit from is actually learning from those voices, the voices of people who work in the real hard down-to-earth situations, those stories that we would otherwise not hear living in our privileged working context.
I see. And in terms of us, the teachers and the rest of the delegates, for example, who want to be involved in IATEFL and want to contribute in a way, what advice would you give to us?
Look, it's a joy to be able to share our knowledge, our understanding, our skills with people. One of the things I've really enjoyed is meeting people who say, oh, Harry, you said this thing and it really inspired me and I went on to do this. Now, I wasn't saying that because I wanted them to do something. So sometimes it's incidental or coincidental that someone takes a word you say or sees an action and then takes it and develops it, and then I learn in turn from what they have done. So I would encourage everyone, and I'm particularly mean people who feel that they're outsiders. I would want to encourage them to come in, because I joined IATEFL in 2006. And I went to my first conference was in 2007. I came to the UK as a village boy from Cameroon and wandered through this massive conference with the big names I thought didn't exist as human beings. I thought they existed just in books, but they were all very down-to-earth people. I had a fantastic time talking with people like Guy Cook, who was a plenary speaker then, late Jane Willis and late Dave Willis and Alan Maley, Adrian Underhill, and all these big names that I used to read about. So, and I met them, and they were all just normal people like me, and that really did inspire me to continue to strive to be like them and to also want to contribute to global ELT, because at the end of the day, ELT is everybody's thing now. There are no kings and queens of ELT anymore. We are all royalty within the ELT family, and it's the onus is upon us to bring our contribution to the limelight and to be supported. So for me, my job after being a trustee would be to continue to encourage professionals from particularly the global south to encourage them to contribute as much as they can and to emerge and eventually become leaders within IATEFL.
Now, you will be talking at the conference about volunteering and making the most out of volunteering. Yeah. How can we make the most?
Okay, that's giving,
without revealing too much, of course.
That's giving away what I was saying tomorrow. But look, I've been looking up on Google, as you would normally do, the advantages of being a volunteer. And there's a lot about personal development. Very often we put ourselves forward with an ambition to change something we are passionate about. And then we get drowned in that, and then, to a point where we forget what we are actually benefiting from it. The more people you work with, the more exposure, the more experience you have with understanding different people, especially in a global association like ours that's got people from all over the world. You get to know about different people, different cultures, different worldviews, and all of that is enriching. So for me, how do we make the best out of volunteering is stepping into what we want to step into for the purpose for which we wanted to step into leadership, but also not losing track of what the learning that you are having in the process of trying to promote your ideas, your skills, and your thoughts within an association. So what I'll be basically discussing, it's not going to be a session it's going to be very interactive. I've got no slides, we'll just be having a chat, but it will be little tips about how you might look at the positives in those challenges you find as a leader. Because as leaders, we are junkies, to use the president's, IATEFL president's words yesterday. We are junkies as leaders. We are the people on whom everyone dumps their frustration. We are responsible for everything that goes wrong. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes those are opportunities to learn and to learn to develop as a human being and to learn to connect more with people.
I see. And I have got one last question for you. So since this is your last day as vice president,
before you finish the question, my best thing is I can't wait to have Sean behind me. Yeah.
So that was going to be my question. What is one of the last things that you will do as vice president, and what is the first thing that you would do as a free TEFLer?
Oh, right. Okay. Now, this is the thing. I've spoken a lot about the team of trustees I've worked with. It's been a privilege for me to work with them. And don't get it wrong, we've quarreled, we've argued, we've all of that because we are passionate about the association. We want to grow, and we've grown as a team. But on my last day, I would like to say thank you to Sean, because he's I don't want to talk about the past president, but one of the at least two past presidents told me you would like to work with Sean. You would really like to work with. They were right, damn right. He has done fantastic. He's been probably doesn't know this, and I hate to say that, but Sean has been my most amazing person in the team, and he wouldn't know that, but I've always felt very secure. I know that things are under control when he's around. So my last things would be to thank him, and I hope we would have a beer before the end of the conference. But beyond that, to my freedom, when I get back my freedom, I like I would have a golden badge which says past president. So next time when I come to the conference, look out for me. I'll be brandishing past president and enjoying my retirement. But I would continue to, like I said, to attend conferences, to enjoy myself, and from time to time give a presentation if I can. But if I can't, just go and cheer up colleagues who are contributing, giving presentations, and just enjoy the atmosphere. I can't wait for Harrogate though, because it's next door to me. I live in Leeds, and I'll be drumming in Harrogate. Absolutely, I'll be playing the drums at the music night in Harrogate, just to enjoy myself. Yeah.
Oh, I cannot wait! I cannot wait for all of that. Well, thank you very much for joining us,
Welcome,
Harry.
and thank you for having me. Thank you, and thanks for the great job you're doing, and for racing up so quickly to speak
to be honest,
with me.
it wasn't that far.
Otherwise, I was going to interview myself. Thank you.
Thank you.
We get to say goodbye tomorrow, and we will hopefully grab a drink together. But when I come out of video, I always end up muting myself. That's amazing, isn't it? So I was just thanking Harry for the kind words that he said there, and also it has been really a pleasure working with you, which will tell us right. He's really opened my eyes to many things. However, if I have to be truthful, the one thing you'll be remembered for is that the online conference last year, when we were in the conference online, 1 minute before we went live, and you vanished from the feed because you just walked out the room you were in. It's the closest I've ever been to having a heart attack. You know, I can manage most tech issues, but when the person is opening the conference 1 minute before one of the biggest conferences we're ever doing online happens, he walks away. Then, so that will be my endearing memory of you, Harry. But you mentioned it earlier as well. The Cuthalon was, I think, one of the most fun things they've ever done online. It was hilarious. But we will get tearful about Harry tomorrow. As he celebrates is that the right word? He's leaving, and he's kind of passing over the mantle. I think, like anybody, I'm one of the board of trustees. When we volunteer, we volunteer because we want to, but nobody kind of envisaged the great big global pandemic and how to manage that as trustees. So we have grown together, bonded together, and fallen out a few times. Nikki, I can see you stood over there. Do you want to come in?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so I've just been wandering around, and if I turn the camera around, I ran into Isabella, who was just looking at the programme. Hello, Isabella, it's lovely to see you.
Hi.
What are you currently looking at? What have you seen today?
I've seen a talk on translanguaging from a Polish doctor, which I found extremely useful, and because I connected it with a morning plenary.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I went to listen to Maria Alexiuk, and she had a very, again, useful approach, which I can use with literature, IGCSE. She lectured on pragmatism, but incredibly, it all leads on to very useful things. And the first doctor from Poland has his article published, so I will be able to go and consult it. And Mariah will be writing and let me know. And my last talk was deeper learning, and I loved one of the questions that Mary Davou asked her students, which was, why did Cinderella have to go back home after midnight?
Why did she have to go back home after midnight?
Well, it was an open question and there was no answer, but extremely creative. And the kids must love that approach of deeper learning. So well, this has been a very fruitful
And how,
day.
Isabella, how would you answer that question about why Cinderella had to go home?
I wouldn't answer with patriarchal ideas. I guess that I would find other ways out, because to make it more original, some other way, which is not what we've been thinking lately, I think that is really a challenge, because it's difficult.
It is difficult. It is difficult. And are you looking forward to anything else this afternoon, or are you?
Yes, I'm going to go to the open forum for Leipzig. So that's going to be hard work.
That sounds very interesting. Isabella, thank you so much for having a
Not
chat
at
with
all.
us. So there you go, Sean.
Thank you, Nikki. I think it's your turn to do the dash back for the next interview.
Yeah,
now.
absolutely. I'm going to come down now.
I'm trying to think. I thought when you started the Cinderella line, I thought there was going to be a punchline in there. I thought
Wow.
it was going to be a joke.
But it's a good thing, because
but it's a good creative question.
Yeah, exactly. And it does absolutely like the deeper learning and basically allowing students to be creative with their answers and argumentation as well. It's all good.
Okay, well, put your running shoes on and we'll see you back here in a... Hannah, I agree. I wouldn't answer it. Is a good answer to any question. Goodbye, Isabella. Thank you for joining us there on these poor people that get put into the feed from it. So let me take you out the feed, and when you're ready, Jean is your next up for you. Yeah. Okay. See you in a moment. So Isabella, in that, I think it was Isabella. Was that right? Was she said she's off to the Leipzig Open Forum, which if you've never been to an IATEFL conference, you might not know what that is. So as we've talked about in previous live streams, there are 16 special interest groups, and the day before the conference, some of them have a pre-conference event. But during the conference itself, on each day, they have a showcase, and this is a day when they have chosen the talks to make a coherent theme around their topic, so in this case, Leipzig. And every one of those has an open forum, which is like a kind of almost like the general meeting of the SIG, where they talk about their plans, what they've done, and where they're going. So when she says she's off to the Leipzig Open Forum, that's what she is talking about. And we'll probably talk a little bit about PTEs and SIGs a little bit later on, because Vicky said, well, will be joining us for an interview, and we'll ask her about those kind of things. So as I said, yesterday was the pre-conference events, the kind of mini conferences before the conferences. I don't know. I'm laughing because Nikki's just arrived back in the studio. I don't know if Georgia is about to go out again. They're going to kill themselves if they keep just running out with the camera like this. Anyhow, so the day before conference is the pre-conference event and associate day with it. So we thought, before we interview you, we'll just have a quick look at this montage of things that happened yesterday at the conference. So what you will see is a few of the things that happened at the conference, and then it leads into this morning's people getting ready for the opening plenary. So have a look at this video.
Hi, I'm Alison Larkin-Kushki from Kuwait, and welcome to IATEFL Associates Day 2022. It has been an amazing day of collaboration, creativity, and learning. Over to you.
Hello, I'm Nazia Ali Raza, all the way from the city of Lahore in Pakistan. I'm here for the Associates Day at IATEFL today, which happens the day before the actual event. I've loved meeting all the people that I haven't seen in such a long time. This is a fabulous event. Thank you, IATEFL, for doing this face-to-face.
Hi, I'm Rana Khan from TEFL Kuwait again. So we are both colleagues. We are both representing TEFL Kuwait. It's been an amazing learning experience, amazing interaction with fellow colleagues. And we would remember this day. And thank you so much, IATEFL, for organizing this.
So just a taste of what happened at the different days and events that were going on yesterday, and the final bit, the time-lapse video. So there was everybody getting ready for the opening plenary this morning. Which, if you haven't had the chance to watch it, if you're watching the stream on Facebook, if you get down the stream, the plenary should be there for you to look at. You might need to scroll through it a bit because we started the live stream quite early to make sure it was working. But you'll find the plenary there. And every morning at 9 o'clock UK time, we will be showing the plenary on the Facebook page. So do check it out. So 9 o'clock tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. And of course, on Friday, IATEFL always starts and ends with a plenary. So there's a plenary in the morning, and then there's at 9 o'clock, and then I think it's 2:15. There is the final plenary of this year's conference. I'm glad you find it exciting, Hada. We're hopefully giving you a good taste of what happens when IATEFL actually has a face-to-face conference. And if you have just joined in the feed, this is Sean coming to you live from Belfast. We are in what's called Boardroom 1, which is our studio. And we're trying to bring you a taste of what's happening around the conference. A few interviews, a few things going on. I can see Georgia. Georgia's actually gone outside again with the roving camera. And she's looking up at me, how very meta. So you can see Georgia is now waving to you. She's pointing to the studio. So that's where we are in the conference center. And she's going to go around again. I'm going to tell you she's going to go to the book swap, which I think she admitted was her favorite place of conference. I'll come back to you on that one, Georgia. Have a good walk around. So yes, I think one of the amazing things of IATEFL. I mean, there is the IVET International, and it is a really international conference. You can see people from everywhere, and Kuwait was well represented yesterday. Those ladies that you heard at the beginning of that video, they were there presenting for their associates. They were talking about TEFL Kuwait and young learners. So it was an interesting talk. Speaking of associates, let's go over to Nikki. Nikki, are you ready for another interview?
Live chat. I am joined by Jean Theuma, and Jean is the associates representative. So let's find out all about that. Jean, hello, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming to talk to us this afternoon. Jean, first of all, what does it mean that you're the associates representative? Who are the associates? What do they do?
Okay, so IATEFL has a large variety of different kind of memberships. So when you think of membership, the first thing you kind of think of is a teacher, a single individual who decides to become part of a larger organization in order to further their development, but on a personal level. But IATEFL also has other types of membership. So there is institutional membership. And institutional membership, we have things like universities signed up to be partners with IATEFL and to be part of the IATEFL community, and other types of institutions. But then we also have teaching associations themselves who associate themselves to IATEFL, and once they've done that, once they've gone through the application process, they become associates. So I am the associate representative, which means that I represent all of the teaching associations around the world which form part of the IATEFL community.
Wow. Okay. And roughly how many different associations are part of
Over
the community?
100.
That's impressive. That's a great number. Okay. For anyone watching at home, if they're wondering how they can become part of the network of the associates, what do they need to do?
Well, associations, first of all, have to be fairly established as associations. So they have to have things like statutes and committees, and they have to be sort of, they're not just a collection of friends who are teachers. Once they are actual associations, then there is an application process, which is free. So the association itself, there is a section on the website, IATEFL website, which is called the Associates page. On that, you have a massive amount of information, which I'll talk about in a second. But the application process is there. There is a form to fill in, which is filled in as a PDF and sent to us for consideration. And there's a questionnaire as well. So the application process is really simple and easy. And as I say, it's free.
Which is my favorite price. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
And what are some of the benefits if you join as an associate?
So, well, the massive benefit for associations joining us as associates is the fact that then they get to pass on benefits to their members. And one of the largest and the biggest benefit that they can pass on is a cheaper membership fee for their members. So they are they're given a code as an association, and then their members can use that code when applying for IATEFL membership, and they get what's called an associate membership, which means that they are still part of the community. It's a slightly reduced membership in that it doesn't have any SIGs affiliated with it. So I heard you talking about the special interest groups a little bit earlier on. So a member applying through their associate membership would then have to apply for SIGs on top of that. But it does give the opportunity for members to apply for a kind of membership which they otherwise might not be able to afford. And doing that through their association is absolutely beneficial. And then, of course, those people who do apply for associate membership, they do get all the other basic memberships benefits that a normal member would get. So they get early bird conference fees, they get voices sent to them as a digital or as a hard copy.
So just in case anyone's not familiar, Voices is the publication that comes out from IATEFL 3 or 4 times a year. I think
that's right. Yeah. Every 3 months. And then there are loads of other benefits like this gives. There are lots of scholarship opportunities and funding opportunities with IATEFL, both for individuals who join up on any kind of membership and, of course, for associates. So lots of teaching associations get funding and sponsorship through IATEFL to take part in fantastic projects. So IATEFL projects is something which is funded by IATEFL itself. The Prelim project is something which associations can get through IATEFL, but that is then part funded by the British Council. There is the Hornby, and I could go on. There's so many opportunities for associations to gain some real benefits by being part of this group.
So yeah, it sounds like a very good thing to do in order to perhaps help with teacher development and to show your teachers, what else is out there outside of just your organisation and country.
And at the moment, we have associations from all around the world. So again, if I'm going to mention another benefit, then that has to be networking. We've got associations from Argentina, right around to Zambia. And these are all part of a fantastic group of people who actually meet up on Associates Day, which is part of the pre-conference events.
Well, this is what I was going to ask you. So yesterday was the pre-conference events day, and it was also Associates Day.
It was.
Tell us about that. This is something that happens every year as part of the conference. Associates get invited to take part in the event.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened yesterday. What was the day about?
Well, associations are invited to send one representative, and that one representative then also gets free access to the entire conference, which is a lovely incentive for associations to send a representative to the day. Most associations send a committee member, which is fantastic, and then they come to Associates Day, which is usually held on the day before the conference, and it's an entire day of events. So we start from 9 in the morning and go on till about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So that's exactly what happened yesterday. We started off with talks from people like Roy Cross, who was telling our associates more about the Prelim project. We had Gabriel, our president, come and give the welcome speech. And then the associates themselves gave TED Talk style talks. These are 10-minute little talks where they just share with each other their experience of projects they're running or ideas they've had. And they are, some were with slide presentations, some weren't. So it's just bringing whatever they can. And in addition to that, then there were poster presentations as well during the breaks. So there was lots and lots of sharing of information, sharing of ideas, and it's so wonderful to see all of the communities from all around the world come together and support each other in this way. It's really, really amazing.
That sounds like an absolutely fantastic day yesterday then.
It was fantastic.
I love the idea that the associates can meet each other and share ideas, perhaps for, their own events or projects that they're working on, and you can share results and see exactly how the scholarships and funding are being put to great use. That sounds absolutely amazing. Did you have a highlight from the day yesterday? Was there anything that you're taking away? One thing?
Yeah. Well, the highlight for me, of course, was the networking activity, which we hold in the middle of the day. And it's kind of like a free for all in the sense that we give them, we put on the board just some kind of ideas of what to talk about. And then we allow time for the associates to just relax and chat to each other. And it sounds like such a simple concept, but it's so effective because that means no one's sort of sitting around and having to do formal talks and things like that. It's just relaxed truly sharing of ideas. And so many wonderful ideas came out from the fact that there's so much commonality amongst them. Now we've gone through the COVID experience and now things are finally getting back. And our associations are doing things like holding face-to-face conferences again, trying to maintain membership within their own associations, trying to support their own teachers. So there were so many things that they could share and they could try to find solutions or take ideas from each other about, that I thought that was a wonderful, wonderful moment of the day.
Conferences are very much usually about sessions, which is great because that's also kind of sharing or at least, learning about what other people are doing in their context. But I think networking is one of the major things that IATEFL offers. And certainly, the chance just to sit there and just to say, this is what's going on with us, what's going on with you, or we've got this issue, can you help us to change this? Or, what are you doing? It's incredibly powerful and so necessary.
And I think one of the other benefits of holding Associates Day on the day before the conference is that it means that it's kind of almost a warmer for the conference. So now a lot of these associates have connections, they have made friendships, they have made connections with people, and they're going to be sharing those connections throughout the entire conference.
Yeah, which is wonderful. And especially if you come and you might not know anybody.
Exactly.
And you've got the chance to meet, connect, and then you've got people to spend the conference with, which is wonderful. So your job's kind of done in terms of the conference, or you're done, you can relax now?
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. Okay, so is there anything that you're keen to see? Is there a particular area that you're following or that you want to know more about?
My own area is academic English, so I'm going to be going to lots of sessions on academic English. I just started my own PhD, so I'm going to be trying to sort of gain insight into there. academic English, and it's corpus linguistics. So that's
wonderful.
something that I'm going to be trying to talk to people about on a personal level. As, however, the associate representative, I'm out and about as well all the time. So I'm encouraging people to stop me, chat, talk to me about their associations, and see how I can help to get more associations to join our associate family.
Absolutely. And as Jean mentioned, if you are interested, you can find the information online at IATEFL websites.
Absolutely, yeah. Under the tab called Getting Involved, there's the section called Associate, and on that, in that area, there is a wealth of information, not only for our associates, but for just associations in general. So there are publications and guidelines about how to set up an association, how to run an association. And then there is also the form that I mentioned earlier on for becoming an associate. They're all gathered in that area of the website.
Okay, so check it out. Jean, thank you very much for chatting to us today. All
You're
the best
welcome.
with your PhD.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think Jean's forgetting that we've got the AGM tomorrow, so we're not quite off the hook as trustees.
Yes, I had forgotten.
So thank you very much. I hope people gave people a good understanding of what the Associates Day and what the Associates are and what they do, and why they should become an associate of IATEFL and be able to join in next year. Georgia is stood by a window. I hope that's not a bad sign. Hi, Georgia.
Hi, Sean. I just want to show you that, IATEFL is crazy. It's beautiful. There are so many sessions. But the reason why we love IATEFL is because there are some places around the conference where you can just go and relax. So I want to show you one of my favorite places at the conference. So we have got here the book swap venue, where you can just come and just grab a book and leave your book behind so that people can share books and ideas. And I want to read something, if I may. So there is a little poem here that says, open the book and you will find people and places of every kind. But that reminded me of IATEFL. So look at this. Come to IATEFL and you will find people and places of every kind. So I love this so much. So come to the book swap your books. And just before I come upstairs to the studio, I just want to show you Belfast. Look at that beauty. Yes, it's raining.
It's still raining.
But look at how romantic and beautiful that venue is. So I'll stop annoying people. Hello. And I'll start making my way up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
In the opening video, if you were here at the beginning of the show, I think it was Uma and Brito were saying it's sunny, and I think that was the moment of sunshine that there was at the conference, and it has rained. But it is a conference; so it doesn't really matter because we're all indoors, enjoying sessions and taking part in what's going on inside the venue. If you are just joining in the live stream, or you're wondering what's happening, this is IATEFL Live coming to you from the Belfast conference. I am, along with my broadcasting buddies here, we're in what is called Boardroom 1, and it is our studio for the conference. We're trying to bring some interviews and a taste and a feel of the conference. Hado, I'll swap you some rain for some sun then. How about that? So we'll be broadcasting from 3 o'clock UK time every day. So, well, every day for tomorrow and on Thursday, and then we'll be slightly earlier on Friday because there's a shorter conference day. Hydro is boiling in Saudi Arabia. It's not cold here particularly. It's just become quite wet. But so I managed to do a deal for some rain, swap for some sun, folks. So it's going to be good weather tomorrow. And Georgia's back in the studio now. We've got I think we've got one more interview to come up and a couple more things. So we're probably, I don't know, 20 minutes of the show going on with it. If you have just joined, as I said, we're trying to bring you a taste of IATEFL, show you what goes on at such a big conference, not just who's speaking, but all the different things. We've just seen the book swap. We've just we just chatted to the associates WC. So it's such a diverse thing. But if you did join just recently, you might not have seen our IATEFL bingo. So some of the buzzwords that are coming up. We played this little video a bit earlier on, but I'm just going to play it again for people that are joining the stream. Like words and phrases, and a little game that you can play if you're following along with the plenaries, which are obviously live streamed every day, or during the interviews in our show. So
Hi, I'm Fiona, and I'd like to introduce you to the IATEFL Belfast Brilliant Bingo Board, the I and 4 Bs. It's been crowdsourced for you, and as you can see, it contains lots of words and phrases you might hear while you're at the conference in session or while you're watching online. You might like to use it whole or divide it into sections. You could divide it into a section for each day that you're at or following the conference. And then as you hear the words in the section or on the whole board, you cross them off. You could also, before you start using it, circle all the words you think are most likely to hear with one colour for 1 point, and all the words that are less likely with another colour for 2 points. And then at the end of the conference, add up your points. And you can let me know on Friday on Facebook Live. You may also like to do something corresponding to your points. For example, eat a biscuit for each point you get, or do a press up for each point, or donate £1 to charity for each point. Me, I'm going to walk a mile for charity for each point that I get with my board. I might pop up and catch up with you on Wednesday on the Facebook Live sessions. I will be there on Friday, as I said, so I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And of course, if you see me around the conference, let me know as well.
Hello everyone, my name is Bernard Manuel Bastos, and I am here to thank to Anelta and to IATEFL for the information they provided us about how to lead an English club meeting. Because I am an English club leader, it was really helpful to me.
Well, thank you very much, Anelta and IATEFL, for this great training, which was very empowering. I've been nurtured with so much knowledge and lots of teaching tools today, and I can say that I've been developed once more.
We have enriched our vocabularies, and we have learned new ways of transmitting and teaching the English language, and I'm really grateful for that.
I'd like to let you all know that through the English clubs we are having many English speakers in Angola.
It was really good, so we learned a lot, especially me as a club leader. I learned a lot, and this formation has provided me tools to manage my club in a better way, and of course to help my club members in their learning journey.
So thank you, Anelta, thank you, IATEFL, for this training section.
So welcome back to IATEFL live from Belfast. We've got a few minutes left of the show. I took the iPad off Georgia and Nikki to stop them running around. So they've come up with a new solution. Now they've decided they're going to interview each other. You wonder sometimes if you've picked the right team of people to work with, don't you? But let's find out what they want to say to each other.
Thank you, Sean.
I think. Thank you.
Well, while we're waiting for our next speaker to come, why not interview each other?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's funny because we're working together, but we don't really know each other that well.
Exactly, and we've had so many calls and talking about the IATEFL and organizing our talks, but we've never actually spoken to each other.
Now's your chance, Georgia. What do you want to know?
Lovely. So, first of all, what's your name?
My name's Nikki Forstova, yes. And my surname sounds very Czech because it is. But I'm originally from the UK, but I work in the Czech Republic in a town called Brno, which is the best city. And I work at Masaryk University. And I'm involved in teacher education. So we work with mainly pre-service teachers who would like to go and teach English in secondary schools. And what we do is to prepare them with the theory and the practice in order to do so.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
This is lovely. And so why are you here in IATEFL?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, Sean asked, but also I love IATEFL. I've been coming since, I think, 2010. And it's the one place where I meet old friends, I make new friends. I get so much motivation and inspiration from being here, just by listening to what people are doing. And it's also the informal chats that you have.
Absolutely.
You just run into someone, how's it going? What are you up to? And then before you know it, you've got so much in common and you're able to kind of talk things through. It's just fantastic.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I absolutely love the fact that there is such great energy, like positive energy. And then when we leave IATEFL and then we come back, we go into our classrooms completely different people.
Yeah, exactly.
Have your students ever told you this? Like, oh, you've come back from the conference and then you're a completely different person.
Well, this is the thing. This is the irony that this week is the last week of the semester. So I actually won't get to see them until September. So hello to anyone if you're watching. But yeah, I know. So hopefully in September, I'll put into practice what I'm learning here. But Georgia, tell me about you. So where are you based and what do you do?
So my name is Georgia Papa Mihailidou.
It's a great surname.
Thank you very much. Don't try to say it. I originally come from Greece, but for the last 6 years, I've been living in Bournemouth, a beautiful coastal city that can remind me of home a little bit. And I work for a couple of international languages as an assistant director of studies and teacher training courses coordinator. So we have got a lot of teacher training courses, and I design teacher training courses for them, like, for example, CLIL and teaching methodology, which is really, really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. So where do you get your inspiration from?
IATEFL. I've loved IATEFL since my first day as an English language student. I've loved everything about it, the energy, the ideas, the sessions, and I've always tried to watch them online or to watch blogs when we didn't have the live sessions. I tried to watch them, watch what people would say on blogs. It was amazing. It was amazing. And of course, I think that the best professional development session for us is word of mouth, really, is the teacher next door. This is the best,
100%.
The best thing that we can do. Just talk to other teachers, get some ideas.
And that's the thing. You meet so many people from all over the world.
Yes.
That your context is just one perspective, and suddenly you're given an insight into just how it can be done and how it is done in very many places. And that's the wonderful thing. There are always a million ways to do something, and it's just a case of, knowing that it's out there.
Absolutely. So, Nikki, what is your passion in language teaching?
At the moment, I'm looking at interaction and how that can be fostered in the classroom. And I'm very interested in virtual reality and whether or not, the use of virtual reality plays a small role, any role. What's the role of virtual reality, if any, in teaching? But it became kind of more prominent because of COVID, that suddenly, we couldn't meet face to face. We had the technology, and I thought, okay, so what can we do? Can we put this into practice? And it's looking good, but I just, I'm playing around with it. So that's my passion. How about you? What are you into?
So I love teacher training, and I love lesson observations. I know that for some people it's a necessary evil, but for me, this reflective practice, looking into what we do and looking into how we can get better, is a fantastic opportunity to learn more about ourselves as teachers, but also our own practices, our own routines. And that's my passion. I love lesson observations.
It's we were talking about this earlier in the afternoon when we interviewed Laura and Steve, on their project. Yes, absolutely. Observation is the most powerful tool that we have, I think.
Absolutely agree. And professional development through, as we said, sharing ideas with other teachers, or even CPD ideas. And this is what we can do to continue growing and to continue learning. Because the truth is that as we grow older, our students grow younger.
I know. I'm realizing this now. It's like you blink and suddenly you're the oldest person in the room, which is, yeah, it's painful. It's painful. But Georgia, tell me, so in your school, do you have an open door policy? Can teachers go in, pop in and observe other teacher work?
So we have got our peer observations scheme through which teachers can contact each other and then agree on a set date where they can peer observe each other. But we also used to have, not anymore so much because of COVID, we used to have a pineapple chart. Have you ever heard of the pineapple chart?
What is a pineapple chart?
So in the pineapple chart, so pineapples are the symbol of welcoming people. And the pineapple chart is essentially a chart with the teachers' names and what they will be doing during the week. So as a teacher, you can choose which lesson you would like to go to. For example, if I told you that on Monday I have got, I'm doing IELTS writing task 1, and you would like to see that, then you can tell me, oh, Georgia, I like that lesson. Can I come to yours? I said, yeah, sure, join. So this is the pineapple chart, and the teachers can essentially pick and choose.
This is really helpful. So it's very visible and very clear who's coming to observe whom during the week.
Exactly, and what they're doing as well. And then it gives this open door policy, like this idea of sharing information and sharing our expertise, because everyone's an expert in something. Don't you agree?
I think they are. And I think what's nice as well is that people have this kind of conception that observation means an hour, that you're going to have the stern observer at the back. And it doesn't have to be like that at all.
Not at all.
You could just pop in for 10 minutes, watch the task being, demonstrated and done, and then give feedback to the person.
Absolutely.
After the lesson.
But I think that people see lesson observations as a very negative thing.
Massively.
As a criticism, more like an opportunity to learn. But this is the thing, it isn't. And it is all part of what we think is going to happen in a lesson observation. No one is going to come to criticize. Everyone is going to come to say the positive aspects of the lesson and how they can develop. So, yeah.
And how long does it take to train your teachers to become desensitized and used to being observed? Is it a long process, or does it happen quite quickly?
I think it's a long process, but it also depends on the person. Don't you agree? Because it really depends on how reflective you are as a person, and being reflective as a teacher, but also for our learners as well, and how they perceive feedback is a long process. We need to train ourselves and train our students to become reflective.
It's amazing how much these two can talk about. Apologies if you hear a bit of feedback. It's because we're in the same room with some open mics. So while we've all got mics on, there might be a bit of feedback. Well, as often happens when we're doing the live stuff at the conference, we can't find Vicky at the moment. So what we'll do is, if she shows up, we will record her and put her interview out later on today. So we're pretty much coming to the end of the first of our live stream shows. We hope that you have enjoyed it. We will be back again at 3 o'clock tomorrow with another live show. Hi, Robert. Thank you for joining us as we say goodbye. So we'll be back tomorrow with a live show from 3 o'clock, and you'll hear more from myself, Nikki, and Georgia, and we'll see what happens when we give them the iPad again, where they get up to, and what else we can see from conference. We've got tomorrow is kind of a storytelling kind of day, because in the evening event, so there's which we haven't showed you about yet. We've got the quizzes, we've got the storytellers. So we'll tell you a bit about the quiz. We'll meet some of the storytellers. We've got a few interviews coming up again with people, and more videos from around the event. So we hope you enjoyed the show. Next up, coming up later on this evening, you will, as I think Nikki and Georgia alluded to in the chat there, we've been interviewing people quite a lot today. We've got some more interviews which we'll start to put out as live as the evening unfolds. So watch out for those on the Facebook page. And of course, it will be back. We'll be back live at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning for the next plenary session. So the Facebook page is the place to be. If you're watching the recording, thank you for getting this far into the recording. If you stayed with us for the last hour and 25 minutes, thank you very much. We hope we've given you a taste of what Belfast is like on day one of IATEFL, and we'll see you for day 2 tomorrow. Goodbye for now. Enjoy the rest of your days. Nikki and Georgia are waving goodbye. That's a good job. How did they know that they were still on camera? That's what I wonder. They can't see the screen from here, but it's time for us to say goodbye, and we will.